All right, everyone. So I think all fans of Call of Duty remember the old Call of Duty YouTube, right? This is back in the day when Call of Duty 4 World at War, when you would go on YouTube and you would see a bunch of YouTubers playing the kind of it would just be like you'd go on YouTube, you'd see a match that's like, Call of Duty World at War, MP40 with the map and the amount of kills and deaths in the game, right? That was the original Call of Duty content. And there's not much of that out there anymore, right? There's a lot of news content, there's a lot of more highly edited things. Obviously, you have things like live streaming and stuff like that that have kind of taken it over. But I do kind of miss that a little bit, and this goes across the board for all different games, even like Let's Plays, right? It's like they're not what they once were because of the YouTube algorithm just doesn't always push that kind of stuff, right? Just at this point, it's a lot more cost effective for a YouTuber to make a highly edited great video, but one versus doing five or six of them. And so I have a couple of channels. And I wanted to make this one into more of a multiplayer based one, right? So I know it's called Battlefield, and we might make a name change because I didn't mean it in the sense of the game Battlefield. I meant it more like a war battlefield. So we may change that just so people don't think that's what it is, but that's the point of the channel, right? And so I think we're going to do a bunch of multiplayer games, but Call of Duty is going to be, at least at the moment, is going to be maybe the most of it, right? It's going to be the one that we're going to play the most, at least in the short term, and maybe we'll add more. But I wanted to get back to on this channel and just try it out. We'll see how effective it is. Maybe down the line we make a change. Some of those more old-fashioned style commentaries. So obviously, if you look at our other videos on the channel, we've already started doing like kind of gun reviews for the new weapons that they bring out in these seasons. So not just the overall new weapons, right? Because that exists too. Not just the new weapons overall, but also the new, like, I don't know what you call them, but they're like pre-made weapons, right? They have certain perks and all of that, right? And so that's what I want to start doing on this channel and just give it a try, because I do miss, like, I mean, there's a lot of these guys are still on YouTube, but you can go through the list. I mean, someone like Blame Truth, right? I used to watch his videos all the time, all the time. He used to have some of the best, and he still does, right? He does more newsy stuff, but he used to play, with different weapons, and they're all still on his channel. You can go check them out from decades ago. You had White Boy 7th Street, all of these different YouTubers, and I used to watch them all the time. And then you'd go home and you'd play the game. Like, that was, to me, almost peak YouTube, right? Because it was just so much awesome content going on. So we're going to try to bring part of that back on this channel. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to be doing videos, MP5, 25, or I don't even know if there's an MP5 in this game, but the Chiseler, 30 and 2 or something like that. We might not do it in that way. We might just do the regular reviews with other content, but I may also try it out, right? We may try literally those title structures, because I just think there's a missing, I don't know, there's just something about that was, it just always felt like you were, you were never out of content to watch on these multiplayer games, because somebody was uploading something. And now it's like, sure, we're getting content, sure, you can watch live streams and things like that, but it's just, I don't know, to me it's not the same, and we'll see if the masses agree. There's also been kind of an influx of new content of they're like channels posting Call of Duty gameplay with like financial advice and life advice, which I also think is pretty cool. But that's not what we're going to be doing on this channel, right? That's not going to be the style of video we're doing. And the game you're watching right now is one that we did last night, and I wanted to do it because I wasn't recording while I was playing it, which is why we're in theater mode. Usually, all of our stuff is going to be live. But we're in theater mode here, and I just want to make very clear that if you're considering subscribing to the channel, if you're like, oh, I like that idea, don't expect don't expect a bunch of videos of, oh, this guy went undefeated. I'm playing to win a lot of these games. I am not one of the best players out there, right? But I do have good games every once in a while, right? And so we're going to show you some good games. We're probably going to show you some bad games too, because to me, it really comes down to whether or not the objective score is good, right? Whether it's actually a good game or a bad game in that sense. That's what it really comes down to for me. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And in this game, you're going to start seeing we were trailing early, right? We were just kind of getting our ass kicked early, and we do make just a bit of a comeback here, just a little bit of a comeback as we go. So we'll probably commentate over this. I don't expect to do many in this style, right? I don't expect many videos like this. Um, I like the live commentaries more. And I don't, like I said, I don't really necessarily give a crap about, like, because that was the other thing back in the day, which is a lot, back in the day, remember they'd post them all on Machinima and stuff like that. They were picking through some of their better videos, right? Which is, you're not going to just upload, garbage, especially at that point. But for me, if we're trying out a new weapon or something like that, I'm not only going to post the best ones. If I feel like it was an entertaining game in and of itself, right? If the objective was close, if all of that was the case, then I have no problem uploading that too. And you probably have already seen that in some of the channels, right? We're going to be using weapons. We actually have one coming out, us using the sniper, and I stink with the sniper. I absolutely stink with the freaking sniper. Although I gotta say, and you'll see it in the video, I was better than I thought. I thought we were going to be, under a 1.0 for the entirety of the time, and it wasn't quite as bad, but we weren't necessarily great. We were very inconsistent with it. So yeah, so this is when the game. Oh wait, actually, it says I think this is just all screwed up. I lied. We don't make a comeback in this. We were actually leading in this. I think they just completely. I guess theater mode just completely screwed all of this up. I was like, there's not enough time left for us necessarily to come back. And I don't remember it being this close, but yeah, we actually ended up winning this game. As you can see, right? You see that we have control of the location. Also, it just has yellow as this other guy, which I don't fully know. I guess theater mode is just glitched. But yeah, we do end up winning this. I guess theater mode really is glitched, huh? This is the first time I've ever used it, but they got the score screwed up, and they have the profile of the person we were screwed up. But that was our gameplay. All right, so I can't wait to get this started. I can't wait to go through all of this. I think this is going to be great. I think this is going to be really, really great. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. We'll see you next time.